Hello and welcome everybody. This is Mechanical Gamer here, and this is Dyson Sphere program. Another one of my favorites. This is one of those games that I like to play when I need a break from Satisfactory, along with some simulator games which are entertaining. We are going to start a random start here today for this playthrough. Just so you know, heads up, this is not going to be edited. They're all going to be live stream. I would expect these live streams to be anywhere from 1 to 5 hours in length. So let's get started. Alright, so we got ourselves a nice random seed here. Let's see, there's a lot of blue stars in this one. Giant. The red stars nearby. So I'm not going to change any of the settings. Except for the resource, we'll do unlimited for that. I personally don't care about not having too many, so remember that's 5799 2201. I hit random a few times here. So I find something that I like. That's a long way. I like that. Alright, so this is where we're going to go. This is what we're going to do. Wow, we got a black hole that close to our home star system. Alright, we're going to get started. The opening video here I'm going to let play. We're not doing sandbox. I'm a skilled explorer. We don't need that.
The unknown. Created in exploration. The seed evolves in iteration. From zero, transforming into infinity and beyond. It spreads and becomes the shadow of the galaxy. As dark fog rises, the stars dim. You will embark on a new journey.
That we will.
Arrive at target cluster.
Oh, nice. We got an ice giant here.
Welcome to the real
Ice
universe.
giant, got a lava planet.
Very soon, you'll find this place
That
different
third
from
one
our
out.
homeland. But you should be able to
Third one's
adapt to
way
the
out
laws
there.
of
Looks
physics
like
here
it's
in
blue,
no time.
so
I'm your
this system
advisor.
may be
I
lacking
will assist
a
you
little
in
bit
completing
of
this mission.
what's the name of that? Silicon. Might be a problem. But we won't know until we get over to that blue planet over there what's on it or not. Hopefully it's a decent amount of
Everything
silicon.
here belongs to you. As a member of the Cosmo, a pioneer of the Dyson Sphere program, you will explore this cluster from ground zero. Make use of the resources available here to build a Dyson Sphere that supplies energy to the center brain to maintain homeland simulation. I've chosen a planet for the mission, and there are essential resources for the initial development. Now, please pilot the space capsule toward this planet.
And yes, we do have some dark fog, but we're going to have to set up some sort of defense perimeter around their base to control them. We really want to harvest the dark fog for...
Now you are about to
their
arrive at the
resources.
target planet.
Space capsule will land on the target planet in 3, 2, 1. Landed.
Alright, we're gonna recycle that right off the bat. We'll get these 3 fuel capsules into our reactor so that we have some power, and then we're gonna start mining crap out of these materials here. Right, yeah. Okay, so we put the fuel into our generator. Start pulling copper. Copper and iron, that's what we're going to need more of. Got around here. Okay, so around our base we got a coal reserve, we've got some stone. Not around the dark fog, huh? What's around them? Dark fog are in one of my favorite spots. There's no resources over there. That's like a perfect spot for mass factory building. They are near this pole though, so that is a problem. Right now, yeah, we can zoom out. So let's take a look and see what type of plants we got in the system. So we got a Gelotera, which is more of an ice world. This is an ice giant, just like I thought it was. And then, of course, we have our lava world, which is great because that would be titanium heaven. Okay, we're going to get out of the map mode now. So we're going to start getting some of these productions up as quickly as we can. Activate the first one, which is electromagnetism. So I need some iron for that. Now normally people don't play with unlimited resources, but this is a playthrough, not a challenge. So we're gonna play with unlimited resources because it's easier, more fun. You don't have to worry about, but we will eventually maximize this planet, so do not be surprised at that. Maybe at a later date I'll start one where we do an 8x or a 4x. Right now, just trying to get this channel running. So let's build 10 of these. Looks like we burned through 1.5 of those fuel capsules.
Replication complete.
So technology's researching. The first one we're going to go for, when we get in here, we need metallurgy, we need assembly,
Research complete.
and we need the basic logistics. So let's take a look at what logistics is. So yeah, all of these are parts requirements. So we're going to do them in this order. So we are going for belt as quickly as we can. We probably want to get some basic production building some of our basic buildings and basic structures before we really start on site. Because we need these basic structures and we need them quickly in order to progress and to build. In order to progress and build up, so how are we doing on the copper?
Research complete.
Another 10. 10. 10. It looks like we have 2 weak copper veins here.
Research complete.
Switch over. Let's take a look at our energy. Yep, we burned through it. So let's go over to the coal and take care of that. And our character's slow. That will change with time. Okay, so we got oil peak right here. 0.25 per second. That's not bad. Start putting this in the fuel chamber. Not the most efficient fuel, but it is good enough for what we are doing right now. I think it's building circuit boards. So what we want to do is mine until we can fill this entire breach up with coal. All right. Of course, we're expending more energy right now than we are collecting and we're making. So once the research stops, that will cease to happen. But we're going to have to build a couple structures. We're going to need to get some stone resources for those structures, for a few of these structures. Right now we have a small dark fog problem that's starting to slightly notice us, but
research
more where they see our power signature and they're wondering what is that. Because it's like a minor anomaly, so really it's not something that they're really focused on. As you can see, we've got 3 smelters, an assembler, and 1 matrix lab. So the first thing we're going to automate is
replication complete.
First thing we're going to replicate, or we're going to construct is a couple of miners, 1 for the copper, 2 for the copper, and 2 for the iron. And we're going to want to be very quick about that. When we look at our research tree here, we go into upgrades. There's a few things that we need to focus on, like this guy here, Mecha Core 1. This exploration, this will allow for us to see what's on the planets. It says right here, ore distribution on this planet. This one is for the entire system. The speed one, these are all parts. They need to be parts. So this one's going to need parts. That's going to be a little bit of ways down. We have to research technology for that one. We have to research technology for this too, because we don't have motors right now. We have to research tech for this one as well, because we don't have graphite. But we could stop now. The mine we could stop. All right, so our first order of business is a couple buildings, and we're gonna actually just order the buildings. We're gonna order 8 of these. Mine some stone now. The reason we're ordering it 2, 2, 2, and 2. This guy here so that we don't have to mine fuel. Order 8 of those. We're gonna need a lot more iron and order 6 of these to start. This will get us going on the iron for now. And then we're going to start that with the iron. So what resource are we shy on? That's iron. We need copper too. We're going to need 10 of these. 20 actually. 20 of these. And the dark fog knows we're here. There's a consumption of power, and they see that. They know there's something going on, they just don't know what it is. We're gonna back off that now. We're gonna go back over and hit the iron a little bit. While it's doing that, convert this all into the materials that we need. That way we keep it working. Now we're manufacturing glass because we're going to need that for the matrix laboratories later. Most of what you see us building here is going to get torn down at some point, especially once we start doing massive networks. Interplanetary networks in particular, which aren't going to be that far off. Believe it or not, we'll probably get to that, not tonight, but probably within a couple episodes. Between this game and Satisfactory, anything could happen. so we've manufactured, got enough iron coming in. Let's get back over to the production of copper, because we don't have enough of that. I really theoretically like to have about 100 to 150 pieces of copper. But now with this stuff that we have in our inventory, let's take a look at what's in our inventory. We're still missing the iron, but that's coming. So we got a research that's coming over in the upgrades. Mecha core. So this will give us more of a laser range. We're gonna have that run now because we'll have the materials before it gets there. So we're gonna build these right away, magnetic coils. That's pretty much all that copper is really good for right now, but we do need to make sure we keep about half of our inventory
Insufficient
available,
materials.
just in case there's other things that are needed for it. Take a look here. So I don't think there is at this time. And that's something we'll be worrying about once we're automated. Because like I said, we're gonna automate our buildings first. Then we'll start worrying about science.
Upgrade complete.
So now we got Mecha Core 1. If I hit my map, you should be able to get some details about this planet. Not yet. Close all these tutorials because we don't need them. We can't do any other tech at the moment. We're pretty much tech blocked. First technology we're going to go for is this one. We need to start quarantining the dark fog, so...
Insufficient materials.
We're going to stop, let him charge. I'm going to charge up on some coal. And then in the buildings, then we're going to order about... We don't have the copper yet, so let's quickly get the copper going, and then we'll order some of these. See, I kind of figured we'd burn through about a third of our coal. Good chunk of coal coming in. Pretty soon we'll have machines doing this for us, and then we won't be burning coal anymore. We'll be burning graphite, or we'll be burning bussable fuel modules, which are a lot better than graphite when it comes to power production. One of the first things we're going to try to go for is once we start contain the dark fog is foundation. If I can, I'd like to have a factory that's completely dedicated to that. Seeing as it's going to be, we're going to need to start getting rid of some of this ocean. Of course, we're going to need some of that ocean for creating other things, such as sulfuric acid, because we're going to have to synthesize that until we can go interplanetary and find another body that has it. So I'm going to start off by building 10 of these. That's recipes with 2 coils. That's why we don't have enough coils. So we're gonna have to get some more of those. I think I'm gonna use this one. We'll use this one to make steel. We'll use this one. Actually, this one to make coils. This one to make iron. So yeah, that's what we'll do. We got 54 iron plates. I need a crap ton of gears to manufacture. Manufacturing those requires so we're gonna need more. We're gonna want to set iron up first. Find out we need 20 windmills. We're probably going to need about 10 of these. Get started. A bunch of these.
Replication complete.
So let's get more iron because we're going to need that. Oh, we have these require iron, so iron, so yeah, we gotta build a crap ton more iron.
Insufficient materials.
So we will set them up and program them before we start powering. I'm getting ready to do that now, so we'll have to build these next. Do those. So you can see we've already attracted them to about 10%. That doesn't surprise me for us just sitting over here being quiet. And they're going to start getting real pissed when we start really consuming power. They're going to recognize us pretty quick once that happens. So we now got the cargo container. Some more rings after all this stuff is built. And what we're going to want to automate, we're going to want to automate the smelter, we're going to want to automate the assembling machine, wind turbine, basically everything on this board right in here. we're going to want to automate. We're going to want probably 30 or 40 of each, 3 or 4 stacks of each. And you gotta remember, we're dealing with tier 1 belt. So that means that we're gonna be having it kind of slow for a while until we can upgrade to tier 2. Okay, we're building the last of the wind turbines now.
Insufficient materials.
Have a look at our power. Figured. Pretty close. It's always the copper that, always the iron that needs the most, because you see we got 3 components that depend on it. We even got 3 components that depend on copper too, but got those, so now we'll worry about getting these in a minute. These aren't as important as these other things. So we get 30 belts for these, so we want to get about 300 or 400 belts. Actually, I'd say probably 150 to 200 to start would be good. Get the iron. I'll get the iron and the copper line started. Okay. Our enemy's still tier 1 base. It'll be a while. But we're really gonna kind of agitate them here in a little bit. We're gonna have 6 of these. 6 of those. That is gonna eat up most of our iron. about all of our iron. But we're gonna start actually making that now, so it's not a problem. Where I want to put that line. Copper right here. Iron right in here. If you hit R, well, F to shift R, yeah. Try to maximize your iron node, guys. This one here is going to be building our rings. We use this one over here to build sheets. So we're going to actually do sheets first. Good chunk here that doesn't block everything. Boom. Okay. So we only got 20 conveyor belts. Need to order some of those. Okay, so here's our like I said, we don't have enough conveyor belt, so we're gonna have to order some. But we're gonna program these for iron. We're gonna drag from the belt to the machine. We will put our Tesla power poles in. One here. And one at the end of the line for now. Actually, that's not what we want though. Want one here and one here. And while we wait, let's go help ourselves to some more iron. The dark fog are still at a low level. That's because we haven't really powered anything on yet. But once we start producing and start powering this on, they're gonna wake up. That should be good enough to get us through. Finally caught up on our energy, that's good. Have it build the one.
Insufficient materials.
Now, some people would say go attack the Dark Fog base. No, not smart, guys. They would shoot us out before we can even get close. Let's take a look. How are we looking? We're almost into the spot where we're going to have the assemblers. Things are going to start to pick up a little bit once we get the iron and copper lines running. The iron line, the iron ingot, the copper ingot, and the magnetic ring. Is that what that's called? Magnet up and running. So we will get the conveyors on automation right away. That's the first thing we're going to hit. We're going to get those up in automation. That way we can actually begin working toward automating some of this other stuff. We're going to need to automate these two. This one's first, then followed by this guy. Then we'll worry about this guy, and then this one. These two. I think that's the order I want to go in, but I'm not sure. Got more conveyors, so let's. Much like we did in Satisfactory, we're gonna pipe it in and bring it over. We want to leave room for expansion. Even though, like I said, this is going to be temporary. Just enough. How nice. Now this time we're going to go from machine to belt. Noting that we want to go out.
Replication complete.
Get a dark fogger, now they know we're here. The dark fog track you by how much power consumption you have on their planet. So you can see now things have changed. Now that we got some automation, we are actually starting to take off with our building. Dark fog at 17.6%. enough materials, huh? As you can see now, we're not really consuming as much power because we're barely building anything in our mech. Most of the work is now being done off-site. We're at 37%, so we're already over a third of the way toward the dark fog wanting to come pay us a visit. And you can't blame them. I mean, take a look. We're already producing a crap ton over here.
Insufficient materials. Insufficient materials.
Magnetic rings. 60% dark fog are getting ready to come up this way. Our power looking. Our demand is higher than our capacity. That's expected.
Replication complete. Of course, that's going to put a big tax on our thing. Yes, it is. clusters launching an assault.
Oh, they're not happy now. Here they come. Coming right for our copperlight. Three of them. Where's the third one?
Insufficient materials.
Gonna need more of those. Build 40 for now. Build a bunch more power poles. Because if you take a look at our power, we're producing about 2/3 of what we actually need. Proud of these again too. But you know, our first hour is not too bad. So power, yeah, we're almost to that point now where we caught up with that. And then of course this is going to come online and just take it all away. Okay, so that one can't be there. Okay, we've now finally caught up and gone over on the power, so we are running at 100% efficiency. Power now, 12.6. Should be able to run this thing no problem. What are we building right now? We are building. Now we're building those. I'm gonna need another 10 of these, I think. So let's go and get some more stone to do that. Dark fog aren't going to hit us for a while. Got about another 5, maybe 10 minutes, and then I'm going to call it for the night. I will be considering alternating this between Satisfactory and this one, so probably 1 to 2 episodes a week of each for the time being, until I add a third game in. Step away from that now. Watch out for these kinds of mistakes, guys. This is already froze up because we're done. We've got enough on that. Those connected. Once we have those connected, then we just got to run to a box. We can start producing the windings. That way we can actually begin, we can run a steel line to begin actually running and building turbines. We've already got all the materials for that. Box for this one right here. And then we're gonna, of course, we're gonna want to automate from circuit boards. All circuit boards in this, aren't they? Boards or circuit boards? Circuit board, yeah. So we're gonna want to automate some of those. Apply some power to this. Okay, so there goes those guys. Well, these are going to require a bit less of copper. Power. I'm going to drop
Replication complete.
these two power plants. I'm going to bump them over here. I think for now, yeah, we'll do some productions. Where am I going to put the production? So yeah, we got more than enough copper, so we're going to put a copper set over here. One assembler. Six, perfect. Okay, so there we go. There's that guy. So this is going to be where we're going to have our PCBs. And these guys require 2 iron and 1 copper. So we're only going to have 4.
Replication complete.
Box right here. Oh, box. Boxes.
Replication complete.
And this is not going to be able to stay here because of how close it is to that mine. Actually, I don't like it. I'm moving it. Too close to the mine. And it's a bit close to the stone as well, but right now I'm not too focused on stone. All this is going to change. I just want to make sure I have enough because we're going to have to probably going to do more iron pretty quick here. Boxes again, yeah. Box right here. Or hook around. So technically we have, once these are built, everything that we need to build to do science. But we're going to do some structures first. Because the severity of us not being able to get a base up and running is a problem. The science may be important, but not as important as getting these other structures, these structure buildings up first. Because these buildings, they're not cheap. All right. Inputs. Now that we've got that up and running, we can start letting the iron come around. Grab 3 things of iron. We need to build assemblers. Well, we've got everything we need to build assemblers. Let's build 12 more. So we're going to put 2 assemblers here that are going to build what's it called? We're gonna build gears. Put them up here. And those gears will be shipped over to the line where we're gonna start building some buildings. So take a look here. Our first building that is on the agenda. I do first. Assemblers first. Over here we'll do gears. This one will be belts. That's not, oh, it's because we're jumping across the grid. We'll do these here. Let's get these 3 up and running first. Gears, shooters. We're not going to create a buffer for these. Anything in our production queue? Some more of those. Oh, we're out of belts too. How great. Here's let those gears flood the rear belt. Okay, so now we're building up to those again. Perfect. We'll grab some more stone. So once we get this up and running, then we can start working science. These basic buildings are the building blocks of our base. And that includes science labs too, so okay, we've already got enough of that apparently, so what does it take to build those? This one will be the miners. Actually, this one will be the power. Next one will be the miners. Miners, and we need one more. One's gonna have to come around the corner. This one will be. So yeah, we're gonna have to set that up too. Set that up off this. Meanwhile, we're gonna run our first belt set. Iron gear computer, iron gear, iron computer. So we will just run these three. With each other? Because these three are all building similar, being built with using similar components. So this one here we're gonna set to 10. We'll let these ones fill up all the way. We'll have this one at this one at 10 as well. And this one we'll do to 15. So that will be PCBs. The other one will be the gears. Actually, no, the middle one will be iron.
Replication complete.
The outer one will be gears. Okay. The drones aren't fast enough yet. Oh. Okay. This one needs steel, iron, and this. Gonna need iron, and all right. Turn these three on. So now we've automated 3 buildings. And we got a dark fog attack coming in soon, but we're going to be calling it here in a minute. It is basically getting to be that time, guys, where I want to go to bed. So on the next episode, we will automate the rest of this, and we'll be getting into production. We're going to have to add more iron to feed this because we have a lot of iron being consumed between these 6 machines here. And I don't see it making it all the way down through these lines. If this is going to need iron, this will need iron. All these buildings, if all of them require iron. Well, you guys, it's been fun. I hope you had a blast watching. I hope you learned a few things if that's what you're here for. If you're new to Dyson Sphere program, congratulations. It really is a fun game to play. Very addicting if you like building things. And I like to wish you all a good, pleasant evening or morning or whatever it is you guys are going through. And this is Mechie Gamer signing out for the evening.